Yo, what's up? It's LV. Learn some. Alright, now in today's video, I'm gonna talk about intent. Living your life with intention. Not just going through the motions, not just having a job and like, okay, I think I might go back to school. Um, I think I might do this. I think I might do that. I mean, like living with actual intent. And I'm gonna go over that in today's video. Now, the first thing I wanted to go over is just simply is the idea of just planning out everything that you need to do. Now, I know this isn't really like nuance or anything. It's pretty simple, very simplistic, but ultimately planning out everything that you want to do in increments of like 3 months. Like I see what has helped me in the past. I need to get back to it. Is planning out things in 3 month increments. It gives you 4 quarters in a year. So it's like this year it's like preparation, and then it's like I'm gonna go and hit some shit real hard, and then it's like I'm gonna look and reflect. These are like the 3 months, like you're gonna plan it out, hit it in the next 3 month increment, and then the next one you're gonna see where you went wrong and reevaluate, and then clean it up from there, and then you're gonna finish the year strong. Like that's what usually helped me out in last year when I did this. I kind of veered away from it because a lot of stuff been going on, but ultimately you want to look at it like, you want to look at your life or anything for that matter just in a big strategic blueprint almost, like, but you don't want to dehumanize your life, but you do want to have control over your life, and that's what planning will actually do. Now, the next thing you need to do when trying to live a life with intent is find your strengths. Most people, they don't necessarily know what their purpose is and where they're actually going with their life. Like, am I doing this? Am I doing that? But you do kind of know your strengths. Are you empathetic? Do you like to help people? Are you a visionary? Do you have this entrepreneurial spirit? Now, once you know what your strengths are, then you can go towards those strengths. Now, if you're a person that wants to speak in crowds and stuff like that, hit up Toastmasters. If you want to help people and you don't care about the monetary value of it, then go volunteer. And then just do that and like set up the time period of how you're going to do it. Like, I'm a volunteer this amount of times a week. I'm going to speak in front of this amount of people this amount of times a week. And just keep going towards that. And then everything is going to fall into place once you have that strategic plan set up in those 3 month increments. First, you plan out exactly what you want to do based on your strengths. If you're not necessarily in college and you don't know exactly what your career is going to be, or job or business is going to be, then you want to set up those increments where you're actually designing how you're going to play out the rest of your year or just the rest of your life. Because one thing I've learned is that you must plan out things in years, like, like not in like years like 5 years, but like in years, like, okay, in this year I'm going to do all of this, boom, get that done. In this year I'm going to do all of this, boom, get that done. Like, don't think like in 10 years I'm gonna do this. Be like, no, that's too far. And like in like 30 days I'm gonna become a millionaire. No, that's like, no, like that's you you got to make gradual steps to get where you want to go, but you ultimately want to put it in a time frame that's conceivable. Like, everyone knows that like this year's almost up. Like, we have like what, 4 months left? Like 4 months left for this year. We're gonna be in 2016. So this year has flown by. So if you had things that you wanted to do and you didn't get done, it's best to go back to the drawing board, strategically plan it out in 3 month increments. And right now, we're at the beginning of the fourth quarter, so it's always enough time to come back. It's always enough time to get your life back on the right path. Now, going back to what I originally said about your strengths, see, what I've seen is that people don't know what they want to do, and they don't necessarily know what they're good at, so they kind of like float around and say like, okay, I'm gonna go back to college, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, you don't, like, for the most part, you don't necessarily, depending on what you want to get out of life. Like, if you doing something very specific and it involves a degree of specialization, then like a doctor, some type of surgeon, or a lawyer or something like that, or I don't know, a CPA, anything like that you have to get a degree of specialization, then yes, you do have to go to school for that. You do have to go to school for that. School, you need college for that. But in some sense, in some instances, you don't even necessarily need college. Like some people, they graduate from college and they end up doing something that they could have started 8 years ago, like at 17 years old. If they would have got the clutter out of the way of people telling them what they could have did and did this and did that, and then they just ultimately go straight towards that thing. And that's what I mean by living with intent. Like if you understand what you want to do in life and you go towards that, thing, and you understand your strengths and you focus on those strengths every single day, then you're going to realize that sometimes it's certain things that other people think that they need, that you are getting there without those things. And with that being said, learn something. Things at 12.5 and 17%. No, that's how they create the balance inside of their life. Everyone's life isn't going to look the same.